Hello, it's me, Uttermost Ghostie Family Host, broadcasting to you from this stereo both to entertain you to the utmost as the most as I am possibly able upon this day. Hello. Hi. How's it going? Ghostie, you're live like 20 minutes before your normal lifetime. Yeah, I'm having anxiety, like real big anxiety. I had it yesterday too, but I was like, I'm not gonna tell chat about my anxiety. That's silly. I got anxiety, chat. I got anxiety. Let's do our Peam climb. Let's do our daily Peam climb. Let's go. It's gonna be a little bit of a weird one, cause like, okay, so for those of you who don't know, Peam updates its map, I think in like an hour and 19 minutes. I think. It said on the title. Actually, we can just check that on the title page. Hold on. Because it has, yeah, 1 hour, 18 minutes there. But by that time, I hope to be playing Skyrim. So, we're doing our daily Peam climb. So we won't actually see today's map. We will not see... What is today? The 5th? Hi, Finarity. How's it going? Did I have... Hold on. Okay, I do have it on day 5. Sweet. So we're not gonna actually see September 5th's map. Which is a Mesa map. This is actually yesterday's map. I'm okay. I'm a little anxiety, but it's good. We're doing Tenderfoot again because we gotta peak in Tenderfoot before we move on to peak difficulty. And then we gotta peak and peak before we go to Rabbit. Etc, etc. We're probably gonna need these. So we're gonna have an interesting thing where we actually won't be doing today's map on stream because tomorrow when I go live, we're gonna be starting at 1 p.m. Mountain Time, which is 3 p.m. Eastern. So we'll already have the new map. We'll already have September 6th map. We're actually going to be skipping over September 5th map. This is September 4th map. And it is an Alpine. Today's, which is September 5th, is gonna be a Mesa. They decided, right? They decided that they were gonna just force it to do alternating Mesa and Alpine because they did just like, okay, generate with whatever weights, right? And the first time they did that, it generated all Alpine. And they were like, so then to make up for it, they manually put it on Mesa for a few days. And now they have manually made it so it will always be Alpine one day and Mesa the next. Yesterday when we did our climb, it was... Oh my god. That was actually on me. That was not a glitch. I didn't. If we get enough balloons, I'm gonna show you guys what you can do with the balloon bunch. Because it's just amazing and I love it. But we only have 4 balloons. We would need 2 more. We would need 2 more balloons. But yeah, so we will be missing today's map because tomorrow we won't be live so early. We'll be live kind of like... I mean, it's a normal Saturday live time for me. Oh yeah, also, I guess I should announce we are $10. 10 whole doll hairs. From the next goal, which is the ebook giveaway. Which, to remind, we are doing, and at the end of the month, September 30th, my sci-fi horror novella comes out. I am putting it out self-published. I did not shop it around. Should I have shopped it around? Maybe. Is it good enough to be published by a traditional publisher? I believe so. And that might be arrogance on my part. But, you know, you guys will be able to read and tell me. You literally have a direct line to Ghostie. Though I do ask that if you dislike the book, you don't get mad at me like big mad. Just be like, hey, I didn't like it. And I'll be like, oh. The screaming may or may not happen. At your criticism. But yeah, what the $200 goal gets us is... Oh, I need one more. But the $200 goal, so we're $10 away from that. We do that, and I will be giving away 10 ebooks during the launch party on September 30th. We'll be giving away to chat. It will be giveaway in chat. And I have to figure out. I'm gonna have to figure it out because, in honesty, I don't know whether I can give it away via Amazon's portal or not. Because I'm still figuring out how to set up with Ingram Spark, so it is temporarily exclusive to Amazon. But that will be rectified. That will be rectified in the future. Yeah. But that's gonna... That we are very close to earning those ebook giveaways. And then after ebook giveaway, the next goal is a cozy game week, where we'll be playing only cozy games. What qualifies as to Ghostie as a cozy game, you will find out. They're actually cozy games. I'm not actually insane. I know I pretend to be insane. And the argument could be made that, you know, being an opossum on the internet is an insanity factor. But I wanna be clear that I actually do know what cozy games are like. And we will be playing cozy games. And that doesn't mean things like, haha, Thief Sim is cozy. It's not. Lol. Isn't it so cozy when you get got by a cloaker in Payday 2? No. No, it's not. It's just straight up not. It just straight up isn't. So I'm not gonna be silly and be like, ho ho ho. I'm being a silly possum. Ah, Carol. These are so good. Yellow crisp berries. Ah, there's only one. Yeah. I do know what cozy games are. I did consider. I had a consideration. Wait, if we have a cure-all, we can get rid of our bandage. Wee, what the fuck? But, yeah. I do know what cozy games are. We will be playing cozy games if we get to 300 bucks. I'm just proud that we've gotten as far as we have. Talking to Goji last night, because those of you who don't know, you probably don't watch me a lot if you don't know this. I get anxious really easy. Did you hear that voice crack? Because I've been talking so much. But yeah, I get anxious really easily. That's just how I am. I have anxiety. Anxious possum. It's a possum with anxiety. Anxious possum. This is status quo. We all know that possums are anxious creatures. I don't know what I'm doing. I give up. I apologize for inflicting that upon you. I, in fact, am an anxious little possum. I know sometimes I sing about how I'm just a little shrimp. But I'm not actually a shrimp. I know, I lied. I'm sorry. I'm actually an opossum. And I have anxiety. I need to take a drink of water 1 second. Just a little shrimp, that's all I can ever be. But I'll be knowing that I will be okay. Maybe someday something will change. I'm happy with that, it's all I can ever be. But I'm happy knowing that I will be okay. Maybe someday change. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah. I have a lot of thoughts. There is a very good possibility I don't make this. Ah, I might make this. We made it! This is not the intended path, I'm pretty sure. You can always tell the intended path because it has a whole bunch of luggages. That is one way in which the pirate compass is really useful. Pirate compass is an item in game that points you towards, there we go, another luggage. And typically you would think, oh, that's only helpful if you're looking for luggage. No, it's actually super helpful if you lose your way and you're in an area and you're like, I don't know where to go. Pirate compass can actually save your ass. It can save your butt. I don't know if I can make it up there. I should try. Something the bold or something like that. Yeah. Fortune favors? Fortune favors the possum. Fortune favors the plus. You gotta be really careful in this game when you're looking around for things to shoot your chain or your rope at. Because of the physics. Hi, Anish! How are you? Physics-based movement, when you're turning around, it can move you. Because you What? You don't... Fortune doesn't favor possums? I thought Fortune favored possums. Maybe there's a man named Fortune and he does not favor possums. He's like you. Dim key. How are you, by the way? I hope you're having a good day. Sample size of 1. Fortune does not favor pos. I mean... these trees are too skinny to climb. I can't get that. Some tweers, they don't climb. Aggressively medium. My day has barely started. And my day has so far been filled with anxiety. Yay! That's just full of anxiety. Why is Possum anxious? 'Cause Possum is a possum. Nope. Look at That motherfucker. Floating aggressively. A gacha place with the saddest game loop? I have never been to a gacha place. And I'll never be to a gacha place. I'll never be to a gacha place because, like, I'm probably too sick for gacha. Not sick as in talented, sick as in literally I am immune compromised. So I cannot go to crowded places. It is in fact Subadona month, and as I said earlier before Honest came in, we are only 10 bucks away from the big ebook giveaway. You know what? Fine. I got antidote. Fuck you. I'll climb on things that I'm not supposed to. I don't mind. I'm not Stemkia. Hi, mother. How's it going? Sundari Vine, exactly. Not like I wanted you to grab me. I am not Stemkia. I shower. And then if I ever am worried I'm Stemkia, I go over to Goji. I'm like, Goji, am I Stemkia? And then he smell me and then he tell me for sure whether I'm Stemkia. I'm an indoor possum. Against my will, but you know. Either that or death, so I guess I'll choose this. Motherfucking rain! Can confirm it is more slippery to climb in rain than not in rain. I have not been paw snapped. If I were paw snapped, I think Goji would be a lot more concerned. The amount of injuries I'd come back with just because my body got decided it wasn't happy with the situation, and the amount of injuries that my kidnapper would come back with because my body wasn't happy with the situation, there'd be a lot of blood and it wouldn't all be mine. And it wouldn't even all be intentionally not mine. Some of it, yes. But not all of it. I already have a thing. So far, no possum space program to be found today. We're close. We're one balloon off of a possum space program. I totally didn't just almost walk into the fire. What are you talking about? Just know that if any of you ever visit Ghostie IRL and you come into a room and there's blood, don't assume anything bad happened. Just know that Goji is taking care of it, and Ghostie haunts her own house. The blood is just, you know. Thank you for being here for 20 streams, Muzzle. Considering the sub-a-donathon has only been 5 days so far. No, I need to explain that we still don't know which of us is the murder rapist. For context, Goji and I met online, and both sets of our parents were like, "Are you sure they aren't a rapist? You sure they aren't a murderer?" And we had to be like, "No, we're fine." Hi, Pork Chop, how's it going? I'm busy. I'm busy peaming. Stop trying to stop me from peaming, Snow. Because they were both murderers. Yeah, that's the joke that we keep making. That we're both secretly murderers and we just haven't figured it out yet. I literally, while I was in Canada for the first time, visiting my Goji. One of my friends at the time messaged me, "Has he raped you yet?" Eh? I've gotten so many better friends since then. I have so many better friends now than I used to have. Ghostie, why don't you talk to most of your friends from high school? 'Cause they were shitty people. I still talk to some friends from high school and middle school. 'Cause they weren't shitty people.
Now Porkchop 90013 is first.
Oh yeah, Alaska's still up for grabs too.
Moser chose to be last.
Mauser is last. He is the only person who can be last this stream. Porkchop is currently first. The last person to claim first is first, so Porkchop is first for now. Oh yes. Thank you so much. What happened? Yeah, we're already in the Alpine, so I think it's not gonna be that much of a hard climb left. Oh, thank you for that hydrate. Thank you for watering your skin. Energy drink, gross. Do you guys ever have the thing where the back of your tongue gets dry? Like where your tongue connects to the rest of your mouth gets dry? I get that sometimes. I really don't like it.
Oh boy, what flavor?
Fine, out. Thank you for 100 bits. How are you doing? I hope you're having a good Friday. It is Friday, isn't it? Not insane. Had to fix a learning experience? What? By the way, that's a great example of something that looks like it should be standable, and it's just not. It's just not. Goji ended up not making the stir fry last night, so we're gonna have it tonight instead. I'm super excited for it. We have to go sideways from here. Yeah. I think we're gonna have to climb on Herdy Ice, which is never fun, but it works. I do not like climbing on Herdy Ice. Breaded and fried pork cutlets, that sounds delicious. Why we took that. Can I stand on this? I can see. Okay. Go this way. Blackened chicken. I'm down, pit down, please. I love curry. In my sci-fi universe that I'm writing about, and that the sci-fi horror takes place in, but like this piece won't be in the sci-fi horror because it's not part of the sci-fi horror. A lot of times people who live in like terraforming colonies and stuff, or just on space stations, most of their meals are prefabs, like prefabricated foods. And the possum space. The possum. Anyway, they not yet, not yet. We have to get higher. We have to get higher. Honest was the first possum to be successfully in the possum space program. a place to stand. It was not. No! Well, that's the end. That's the end. Rip possums. Crumps. Do we want to do one more try, or do we want to move on to Skyrim? I think we can do one more try. We'll do one more try. Do one more try. Anyway, so, there's various prefab meals. And my main character in one of the books that I am writing, she prefers prefab meals to normal meals because the prefab meals always taste the same no matter where you are or who makes them, right? But normal food does not do that. So she prefers prefab meals, but her favorite is a curry. It purports itself to be chicken curry. It has a bit of a sweetness to it too, and it comes with a brownie. But it's kind of an older style, so it's not super popular, so it's not made a lot anymore. So she has to go for different ones. Like there's one that she likes that's meatballs. It's meatballs and barbecue sauce with corn and mashed potatoes. And it also comes with a brownie. Does she have a massive sweet tooth? Yes. Is that because I have a massive sweet tooth? Maybe. Yes. The answer is yes. I constantly crave sweets. Ghostie likes sweet things. If I had daily ice cream, it would not be too much ice cream for me. There is a possibility of a possum space program again. And look, I know that technically the Possum Space Program's first launch with Allness was a little bit of a cheaty, but we needed a controlled environment to check how possums dealt with space. Are you gonna tell me that we're just supposed to send possums into space willy-nilly? Without any testing whatsoever? No. We have to teach possums how to space carefully. Broski982, thank you so much for that follow. Thank you for perceiving a ghost. See, we have to teach them one by one, or else possums will scream, and not in a happy way. We can't let them scream in a sad way. Yeah, I love the cloaker. Maybe I should turn down the sound a little bit. It's intended to jump scare me. But, I'm a little low energy, so I don't even think I could get jump scared. Okay, well, I'll turn it down in the settings. What do you mean you don't like getting cloakered? You telling me that you don't like the cloaker? I don't like the sound of the cloaker coming at you out of nowhere? He was a very silly man. Oh, sports drink. And to grab sports drink, grab trail mix. Same difference is fine. Yeah. We're gonna try and get to the top. Hopefully it'll work this time. And I won't just be, you know, a frozen possum sickle. Okay, fine. This time if we get enough for Possum Space Program, even if we're not as high as I would like us to be yet, we'll do Possum Space Program. As long as we're in the Alpine or after. Well, not on Caldera. We're not gonna do it on Caldera. That'd be a waste of Possum Space Program. That'd be a waste. Well, if you didn't, you said you didn't want it. If you want it, I'll give it back to you. I don't want to punish my friends. I just I want to have hee hee ha ha's. Are you sure? Are you sure you don't want it back? I can give it back. I can give it back with a simple typing in the chat. Okay, enjoy your lurk. Thanks again for the follow. I like Possum Space Program. I would like that to be an actual game. It's just a game about possums building rocket ships and sending them into space. Kind of like Kerbal Space Program, but better. Because it's possums. It's because you seem responsible, Mauser. Because you seem responsible. See, that's your problem. If you seemed like you weren't responsible, nobody would mod you. Yeah, I totally get it. No worries. If you were not responsible, nobody would expect you to do anything particularly useful. And then they mod you because they think it'd be funny. Because they think it'd be funny, Mouser, like I said. At least that's why I would do it. You noticed when I actually asked you to be a mod and you said no, and I was like, okay. And then I didn't mod you. And then you did the 10 subs. I was like, but Mouser's already a mod. And somebody said mod. Or Mouser's already VIP. And somebody said, well then mod him. And then I modded you as a joke. Never actually expect you to do anything. I mean, in this channel, mod is kind of a ceremonial role anyway. Most of my mods don't show up. And if they do, they watch quietly. Typically. Not all of them. Some of them will talk and they'll do mod-like things, but you know, most of the time my mods just like quietly lurk in the background. Darian does show up regularly. I said most, I didn't say all. And say none of my mods ever show up wee po as me. I said most of my mods do not show up, or if they do, they lurk. Which is fine. And, you know, I'm not a particularly active channel to mod for. We typically don't make enemies with people. I have Sari bot, so that takes care of spam bots. Like, we're fine. We're just chilling. Imagine I got big enough to actually need people who are actively modding all the time. Wouldn't that be insane? What? What are you talking about? I'm telling you that I literally said most of my mods, and you said, yeah, but one mod, and I'm like, yeah, he's not most of my mods, he's one mod. He's also, I think, was my first mod. I think it was my first mod. Yeah, because Goji, I made an editor. I didn't make him a mod. I made him an editor. That has mod powers, but that's not a mod. He does not show up regularly. He is usually at work when I'm live. See, my problem is that a lot of the people that I made mod early on, I made because they're my friends. And most of them, at least that are Canadian, work during the time that I'm live. So they can't be here. I thought about trying to make Barzil a mod, but he works while he's here, and I don't want to be like, okay, but add a second job on top of that you're not getting paid for. I almost walked off because I forgot what I was doing. Yeah, I've had people just randomly mod me on their channel. Like, I do know them somehow through a community, but then I'll show up on their stream one day and they've modded me and I'm like, what the f... Fuck did you do that for? So yeah, that part of it. Hi, we found. How are you? One person who was like tangentially like a friend of a friend that modded me, and I was like, why? They were like, cause you know, maybe that way you'll show up more, and I'm like, no. Actually, that makes me want to show up less. All of this to say is that like, if people are like, hey Ghostie, will you mod for me, and it's my friend and I know them and I know how they run their channel, then I'm more likely to be like, yeah, sure. But if it's just somebody that like is a friend of a friend and I don't know them, no. Yeah, exactly. You don't want to work. You want to chill out. You already have work. And that is not babysitting a small possum's channel. Ah! Hi, Rians! How are you? I hope you're having a good day. Yeah, we're actually $9 away from the ebook giveaway. Got home from work, yeah. We're 9 whole bucks from the ebook giveaway. Did I get a tick? No, I touched the thing. There is an ad incoming. We will just pause for the ad. Technically yesterday's map. Technically yesterday's map. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, I am running a Subadone a month. It is with the intention of raising funds for my 3.0 model and debut. Well, not just model, like 3.0 everything. I say model, and what I mean is like I'm overhauling everything. It will be a new background, new starting soon, new ending screen. I don't know. I haven't decided if I am doing a different BRB screen. I kind of like the BRB screen we have. Goji? Goji? Okay, I love you.
I crave the new. Let the old slough off like dead skin. Be reborn.
TTS, that's slough, not slough. Well, now we've earned ebook giveaway. So when we do our release at the end of the what's not close enough? TTS needs to learn English. I'm gonna say slough instead of slough. People are gonna learn the wrong way to say the word. They'll learn from TGS. No. But now, yeah, now at the end of the month when we do our big lunch party for Vayday, I will be giving up 10 ebooks. I would also give print books, but I don't have the money to do that. I don't have the money to do print books as well. Or else I would. But it's expensive. Expensive. Expensive to order my own copies to then send out to you guys. Somebody mentioned lunch? I do like lunch. Okay. Alrighty, we're back up to the start of Alpine. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna activate the man. I don't need it. Don't know. Gonna activate the man. And then we're gonna pause for ads. Cause we have ads incoming so that we don't have to deal with what's it called? Pre-rolls. Here's what's gonna happen. During the break, I'm gonna be sitting here and talking to those of you who are subscribed or have Twitch Turbo or have ad blockers that work against Twitch ads. And for those of you who have to deal with ads, I apologize. Be fun, thank you for that stretch. I do apologize. In a perfect world, there would be no ads. In a perfect world, this would never happen. Hold on, let me update. Let me update stuff while we're on. Well, yeah. Come on, ads. Go ahead and start. What are you doing? Where are you? Get out of my house. I have a strong hatred of ads. Excuse me. I have a strong hatred of ads. A friend of mine okay, now it should update. Yay, Barfill! Okay. So the next thing. We gotta do this. We're smart and cute. $100. Cozy game week. Nope. Week has 2 E's and 1 K. Not 1 E and 2 K's. Sometimes you just gotta scream. Sometimes you just feel like screaming. At least I do. I don't know if you guys do. But yeah, we'll be playing games like probably some Fields of Mystria. Not typically. I feel like screaming constantly. I think that was the biggest problem that I had when my in-laws visited the other day. It was not that like, oh god, I hate my in-laws. I love my in-laws. They're great. But you know, you're sitting there, you're eating a burger and fries, and you have an ice cream. And there's just pressure build up. At least I have this. I don't know if everyone has this, but it is a ghosty thing. The pressure just builds up inside. And it could be anything. It could be joy. It could be stress. It could be anything. And you just sit there and you want to be like, ah! Just let it out. Can't do that. Not allowed. It is not allowed in normal and polite society to just scream. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Let's go for Alpine, and we're gonna make it this time, I believe. Sort of. Do I fully believe? No. I do not fully believe. See, they're I'm getting restless. I'm getting reckless. Getting reckless. I'm doing dumb shit. But I have played this game quite a lot. I may not be able to make it speak every time. I may not be perfect. I think it'd be impossible to be perfect, honestly. But I'm pretty good at this game. I'm okay at this game. I find it's really difficult for me to acknowledge if I'm good at something. Because my thought process is typically, well, yeah, I'm fine at it. But if I say I'm good, then that makes an expectation of me being like actually really good at a thing. When maybe I'm just fine at it. Maybe I'm just okay at it. I'm not amazing. I'm just okay. I'm like that with writing. But I think that one's a little easier to understand because it's like... That one is... so subjective. You know? It's so subjective. What I find wonderful and silly and great in a book, you guys might be like, eh. So yeah, it's perfectly valid for me to say I'm okay at writing. I need that extra bar. Today is a day we need extra bar. And if you're watching and going, well, if you're good at this game, then why are you on Tenderfoot? We are going to be trying to go up through all the difficulties. So, I gotta beat Tenderfoot, then Peak, then the rabbit one, and then whatever comes after that, like all the other ones. Cause I've done all the achievements. I have all the cheese. I just don't have all the sashes. And I asked Rans, because Rans knew how to get all the sashes, because he got all the sashes. By being a cheater. Yeah, I jest. He used the cannon thing before they raised the invisible walls to get all of the sashes. I didn't realize that I didn't even think to do that. Because I was still focused on achievements and I was so mad because I did the glitch correctly. And even though I did the glitch correctly, I still wasn't granted the balloon badge, which is to leave the mountain without taking any fall damage. I was so pissed off at that I didn't even try to do anything else. I was just so angry. So I didn't play Peam for like the rest of that day. Cause I was like, are you kidding me? I sent several angry messages to Boa because we had talked about doing it. And I was like, are you kidding me? I did it! And they won't give me my fucking achievement? I was so mad. No, I didn't want to right click there. No. I'm out of the window! Throw self into lava. I'm in the lava! I always find it funny when people do the adding an extra syllable on the end when they're upset. I don't know why. I think because I did it a lot when I was a child. Which spawned something between myself and my brother. Because when I was a child, I really liked Gundam Wing. It was like my favorite. A lot of favorites as a child, but that was one of my favorites. Oh, I do it just because it was funny. Yeah, but there was my favorite pilot was Troa, and I had a Troa action figure, and my brother and I were in an argument of some sort. I know that, and I don't know what we were arguing over. We were dumb kids. So it was probably something stupid. And, he was gonna throw Troa. And I was like, no, throw Troa! Just so upset. And all I can think of is that every time I hear somebody do the adding an extra like syllable on the end of it. Noah, throwa, trowa. Oh, hey. Awesome map. I love pause map. I know that's a shock that I, as an opossum, like things that are called possum apples. I know. Some of you are like, what? I never would have guessed. I apologize for this shock. And of course this meal is gratis. What? Oh yeah, of course. Of course, I apologize. I mean, how disrespectful of me to immediately forget how I have traumatized my base by admitting that I, an opossum VTuber, like possum apples. Possum apples in this context, for those of you who don't know, are persimmons! Specifically the kind that grow in North America. Possums love them. If you want possums in your yard, then plant a persimmon tree. If you live in an area that has possums. Some areas do not have possums. So if you plant a persimmon tree, I don't know if persimmons are good. I actually, as a human, have never had one. So I would not be able to tell you whether possum apples are delicious for human consumption. I assume they are because people talk about them like they're the best thing ever. But I wouldn't know. The place to stand, yeah. You find them lovely? Mauser, are you secretly an opossum? I jest. Bit too big for that? I got that. Can't even be a dwarf. Or a dwarf. Can't be a dwarf or a dwarf. Maybe. I get like really far up there. It'll be fine, we have a heat pack. We may not have a possum space program today, after all. I apologize. Of course, this meal is gratis. I like saying, of course, this meal is gratis to Goji after he's made the meal, and he's like, I made this! I'm like, yeah, that's really good. Because he makes delicious food. And Goji makes the most delicious food I've had. I don't mean to brag. No, I do mean to brag. I 100%, 1000% mean to brag. You have a good partner who makes good food, you brag. And somebody's like, nah, mine's better, then you have a cook-off. Wait a bit. No, we're not doing the you made this, I made this, Mouser. Not doing that. Oh, Carol. Fairy Lantern doesn't cure hunger, but Cure All cures all, including hunger. You can even cook Bing Bong. You can cook Bing Bong, and you can't eat him. You're not allowed to eat Bing Bong. I imagine he'd probably taste pretty good. I mean, I would hope for like some sort of kiwi taste. The fruit, not the bird. I don't know what the bird tastes like. And no, I'm not talking about eating New Zealanders. We can't eat New Zealanders. They're people. And that would count as cannibalism. I mean, I assume it counts as cannibalism at least. Humans are humans regardless of nationality, right? The things you say while live. You know, one day I will learn things you're not supposed to say while you're live. But right now, while I'm a tiny little Andy possum, and I can say whatever the fuck, with only maximum consequences. Just say some unhinged shit. Just say some unhinged shit. Just say it. Just talk about New Zealanders. Why? I don't know. Seemed like a good idea at the time. Was it? Probably not. Oh, hey, hi. Agoo, agoo. This is the stuff we have to wait for in Caldera. When everything catches on fire. Once we're done with Peam, I'll take a short break to go refresh my water and stuff. And then we will go into the explanation of what we're doing today in, or sorry, what we're starting today in Skyrim. Oh no! Oh no! I made choices and they are not pleasant ones! Ah! I deserve this. Yeah, we're done with Peam for today. And I'm actually surprised it only took us 40 minutes to get there. I shouldn't be. Most of my solo Peams are under an hour. Okay. Okay.